Hey Virgo-Libra, welcome into your Aries season messages. I hope that this reading finds you in divine alignment, and I thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, my name is Gabrielle. Hello, welcome in. For those of you returning, welcome back. And to all my members tuning into this message early, I love you all so very much. And I thank you for your love and support. If you would like to become a member here on YouTube or over on Patreon, the link is in the description box below, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, what's going on here with Virgo Libra during Aries season? All right, we've got the swamp. Coming out of some murky energy, or it might feel a little murky this season. You've got the bell. And the swan with the clock at the bottom. Okay. Hold on, let me make sure that's not crooked. Okay, no, we rocking. So I do feel like you are being... Okay, what I just heard is you're being alerted, Virgo Libra, on how to handle something with grace. Handle something that's either a little murky, unknown to you in some way, like you don't have the full context or the full picture, but there's a need to act with grace for whatever reason. And it feels like the divine is like trying to catch your attention. This bell feels like, yeah, trying to get your attention. Oh, some of you might be called to see something deeper. Like something could look like a swamp, but it's actually a swan. Or something could, one of these things is not like the other. Something could be out of place a little bit, or to your perception is out of place. Like these swans swim in swamps. That's a tongue twister for you. Seeing a swan in a swamp. See, I can't even do it. Seeing a swan in a swamp might alert you, like, that's strange. Pay attention to that, because there it is. There could be some strange things happening around you that are trying to alert you to something bigger or something deeper happening. Or trying to give you notice about what's up ahead with the clock here. Trying to show you what time it is. Okay. So 12, 62, or 30 could be significant for you. We're going to go ahead and get into the tarot, and then I'll read from the book at the end, as I am still learning this deck along with y'all, okay? So what's important about the swamp? What's the swamp energy? What's the murkiness? The Knight of Wands. Something in your instincts. Ace of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords also flipped up in the deck. And the Moon at the bottom. Some of you are like turning a mess into a blessing. Seeing the blessing in the mess. Or you were blessed with a mess in some way, like some sort of, like, again, murky energy is a blessing in disguise, and spirit might be trying to get you to see it that way. So your perception, Ten of Swords, yeah, could be hard to see, because the swamp could be scary to some people, right? Because it's a lot of unknown. You see the moon in the background there. You don't know what lurks in the dark, right? But it almost feels like on the other side of that swamp is your Ace of Pentacles, is some sort of new beginning. So it feels like you're being encouraged to move through the swamp, or not let the fear of the unknown stop you when it comes to something. So handle the darkness with grace. Tower, okay. In the world, right. Yeah. Ace of Swords, so that's the truth. Handle the darkness with grace. What does that mean? Can you go a little deeper with the bell? What's the alert here? Because the Tower in the world is clear. Something's definitely coming to an end, or you're being enlightened about something shifting within you. Maybe the internal world was a little murky, a little swampy. And through it all, this kind of gives me a little bit like a lotus energy. So you're rising through the mud of that with grace. The Six of Pentacles, taking your lessons with you. Turning a mess into a blessing, right? Or at least the alert on how to balance something. Justice. Yeah. Talk about how to balance. It's like Spirit's trying to get you to see that you, again, maybe have more power. More to give and receive in a certain situation. Or that karmic scales are balancing out. That's what this Tower, something maybe you intuitively kind of know a Tower is coming. I've been getting that a little bit too for Aries season. Like, feel like there's this general sense of change that's kind of indescribable because it's unknown. Hasn't manifested yet, but it's definitely in the ethers of it all. And the Empress. Yeah, you can feel it in your belly. You can feel it in your gut. Lotus energy. Like I said. Two of Pentacles. Why the Two of Pentacles between the Bell and the Swan? Balance. Another nod to balance, but the Nine of Swords, yeah. You could be worried about how things are going to balance out, or what this new path, or I don't know, like what work it might take. Some of you might be feeling a bit anxious about the work needing to be done to get to that swan or become that swan. So clarify the swan energy. Queen of Pentacles coming out a lot. The Sun. Yeah, it's a good thing. And you know, one thing about that Queen of Pentacles energy, they absolutely understand grace, the grace of growth. They understand the process of growth. So this would be a queen that wouldn't necessarily hold the past against someone in a way, or hold on to the past, like a letting it transmute, letting it transform. Understanding things take time. You gotta nurture, you gotta prune here, you gotta fix that, cut this there, position that here. It's like there's a process to it. It's a process to become the swan. So this could be like a caterpillar to butterfly moment for you, Virgo Libra. You could be in that chrysalis or that kind of cocoon energy. Or Aries season could feel like a cocoon. Like you're feeling all the fire, you're feeling all the energy, but aren't either not free to move, not free to act on it, or you perceive yourself to not be. Page of Pentacles. Caterpillar to butterfly. Page to the Queen with the Sun. Something about the energy in Aries season could definitely bring about anxiety for maybe a lot of the collective. Hopefully not, but that feeling keeps coming back. Nine of Pentacles with the Nine of Swords I was staring at. But there's that need to One, pay attention to the signs, Virgo Libra. I feel like, again, you might be getting a lot with the bell. Something feels very transformative about the swan. Like some form of transformation is happening. You could be growing from the Page of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles this season. Yeah, Empress energy, and that's your justice, to have the room and the space to do so. So maybe this is a message about taking up a little bit more space, Virgo Libra, where that swamp might make you feel small and kind of crowded in, or you might want to kind of pull away from it. It feels like you got to embrace it, but clarify that. Yeah, you got to embrace it. 3 of Wands. It's a lot of optimism with that 3 of Wands. 9 of Wands. I just heard you've been through worse. So whatever you might be fearing that's coming up, or it's like you've been through worse, so you've survived a lot more. So there's like a need to give yourself credit, or like, I don't know, believe in yourself. Page of Swords, change your perception, your perspective, go within. Yeah, the Hermit and the Hierophant. I just heard flow with what you know. I don't know what that means, but you got the World and the 6 of Cups here too. Flow with what you know. That Page of Swords energy. Yeah, okay. So the bell is telling me that this could be a very like spiritually sensitive season for you, Virgo Libra. Especially because the South Node is in Virgo energy. But the 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 8 of Wands is you can absolutely anticipate some sort of guidance coming in. Like strong guidance though. Strong spiritual direction. And maybe that's leading you towards this Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's something about not living too far ahead of yourself this season. Like trying to stay in the here and now is really important. That Hermit energy. Stay connected to yourself. And if something does kind of come with this Tower that could be like a bit confrontational here, Virgo Libra, do your very best to showcase, illuminate the Sun energy, your growth from the Page of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. You might be seeing signs, or a lot of the signs and messages could come through nature. So if you spend time outside, take a note of everything that you kind of see that kind of catches your eye or strikes you. Remember, I was like, oh, there's a swan in the swamp. Something as strange. Not like a different kind of bird you've never seen before. Some sort of, yes, there's some sort of like random occurrence, or some sort of, how can I, it's a word and energy I'm trying to describe. Like, I guess serendipity in a way. It would feel like that. Like, that's odd, that's unusual, so that has to be from the divine. That's not normal, or what you would normally see. Or catching a glimpse of something that might be like considered rare in some way. I don't know where that's coming from, but like, something about like a nest, a bird's nest. Like you might stumble, if you're a nature person and you're outside, you might stumble across a nest with eggs in it. Like that kind of thing of how often do you really see that? Depending on where you are, of course. But something to that tone, something to that nature. So let's read it from the book with the swamp, the bell, and the swan. And then we'll get into the Rumi. Okay, so the swamp is a moment of emotions. Okay. It says it's time to feel before you act. The world moves so rapidly that you might feel the need for an immediate response or action, but don't rush your heart into making decisions. It is an illness of today's society that everything must be addressed instantly, so delayed gratification could be significant. Don't fall into this illusion. Take the time to evaluate your feelings. What is your body telling you? How much energy do you have at the moment? How do you feel about it? And allow yourself the time to doubt, think about it, and sleep on it before acting. Be conscious of your emotions. You don't want to act when they are bursting into energy. Neither anger nor ecstasy are good places to make decisions. Okay, feelings can confuse and cloud your vision, so let your emotions settle and weigh your options first so you can react from a place of serenity and assertiveness. That's what I was feeling. Some of you have to, well, I don't want to say have to, but some of you are being prompted with an opportunity to stretch your grace. Okay? Be mindful that you are wisely taking the time to reflect and not procrastinating on making decisions because you fear moving on. Your mind can be tricky, and what starts as reflection can turn into inaction. Remember, fear is a guest, but it is not a permanent resident, so don't let it get too comfortable. If you've been feeling swamped, then this is your sign to start moving. The hardest part is breaking the inertia, but once you take that first step, things will start moving in the right direction, okay? So when in balance, you're making assertive decisions, being able to handle difficult times, being patient, taking the time to reflect and plan ahead. When out of balance, you might be feeling overwhelmed, experiencing conflicting emotions, rushing unnecessarily, or procrastinating, okay? So that seems to be like the challenge of Aries season there for you. Procrastination and managing feelings of being overwhelmed, that 10 of swords, about what's up ahead, how's something going to be, what to do with that ace of coins, okay? Take your time to figure that out. All right, let's go all the way towards the back for the bell. And it's a sign of awakening. Yeah, alert. This sign of the bell softly says that it's time to wake up. The bell ringing is a call from your spirit. You are transitioning from living in a dreamlike state to a state of awareness. You no longer want to be a passive player in your life, and you're ready to take action. This means a moment of uncertainty is coming to an end, and a big announcement could be happening soon. Maybe it's the news you've been waiting to hear for a long time, the achievement of a goal, or the return of a loved one. Have faith that your time is coming and permit yourself to trust the goodness that is showing up for you. Pay attention to this sign in your daily life and in your dreams. The angels love this instrument to subtly show their presence. So you might hear ringing in the ear, left or right, hear a bell through media, out in the world, wherever. Pay attention to your surroundings when that's happening to you, okay? When in balance, this is about announcing, awakening, receiving a message, feeling ready to take action. And when out of balance, you could be ignoring the call, being unaware and unconscious, being mindless, and feeling uncertain. It's almost like you're growing still. It's still happening. Things are still shifting. Things are still moving. Yeah, you're in that cocoon. It's like you're in this belly of the Empress, belly of the Divine Mother. And will be birthed out a swan in some way, birthed into a new energy, a new frequency, the Sun and the Queen of Pentacles. So you maybe went into the womb or the cocoon as the page, and you're coming out the queen, okay? And then the swan says that this is the spirit of serenity. Are you rushing from one thing so you can just get to the next thing? Or are you rushing to get through? And when do you stop? When do you finally get there? What does there even look like? So what's the goal, okay? What's the purpose? The spirit of the swan comes to you today to remind you to find serenity in the present moment. Imagine a swan gliding gracefully over the water while its feet are constantly paddling below the surface. It's using its energy wisely to propel itself in the right direction, while the rest of its being remains calm. In the same way, serenity doesn't mean a lack of movement. It means efficiency and grace. When you focus your energy and don't let it dissipate through anxiety or overthinking, you can conquer so much more with less effort. Worry won't make things happen faster, but it will wear down your spirit, and you won't get too far with an agitated mind. So take a breath, organize your thoughts, and be in the moment as you calm your spirit. The answers you seek will start to flow from your heart, and things will start unfolding with ease. So when in balance, the swan is about finding serenity, surrendering, being present, enjoying life, living in the moment. When this energy is out of balance within you, you'll be dwelling in the future, experiencing an agitated mind, losing the ability to enjoy life, and fearing missing out. So don't let any sort of cocoon, slow down, any sort of shift in that way make you fear that something's gone wrong. Okay, Virgo Libra, again, you are tied to that south node, so it's kind of a part of the energy. It's about, I feel like I said that to you, it's about what you do in the meantime. I feel like that was your reading maybe a couple months back. Maybe check that out if that sounds familiar, okay? But let's get some messages from Rumi and then we will close this out. All right. What guidance do you have here, Divine, for Virgo Libras moving through this energy during Aries season? Okay. Resplendent with grace. How many times have I said grace in this reading? Thank you, Divine. Hold on. I had to take a sip on that. Okay, you may wonder if you can attain the next stage of growth. You are already well equipped to do so, no matter what you might believe about the situation, circumstances, or others involved, or even yourself. Your soul possesses more than enough grace to see you through anything you are bold enough to envision, and any vision that life has bestowed upon you. My soul brightens the darkness when I speak your name. Yeah, this is a season of you being the light in the dark for yourself, being the hermit, carrying your lantern, carrying your spirit forward, allowing your spirit, your sun, your inner sun, to illuminate where you are. Because again, that south node energy is tough to move through. It is. Okay, and you're going to be in that for a good little grip. Okay, still. But it's okay. There's a lot of beauty on the other side of that. Okay, you got the courage of your love. Your heart is strong enough to overpower old patterns, surrender into love's sanctuary without conditions or equivocation. You are not to give in to shaming stories that cast your regal, lion-like nature in the falsehood of victimization or powerlessness. Roar at such lies until the weak glue holding them together melts under the fire of your holy breath. That's that sun energy. Assert the dignity of your own heart and soul. So this is a moment where you have to have the courage to love yourself in spite of. And loving yourself feels like sticking to a path, sticking to a vision, sticking to a desire, sticking to a focus. Not letting your 3D surroundings dictate how you feel in your 4D, 5D, 6D, however many D realities, okay? In your spirit, yeah. Because you are shifting. You are absolutely in a cocoon right now, okay? Absolutely in a cocoon right now, and will be for, again, a little minute. So don't lose hope here, Virgo Libra. If this feels kind of like uncomfortable, it's meant to. That's how you're going to get the gains out of this growth season. Yeah, that's what you're in, a growth season. Okay, and you got sacred convergence. What? I'm sorry. Oh, no, you do not have, I'm sorry. You do not have to force the planets to spin, nor great cycles of the soul to progress. All that is required is that you show up for what is offered to you now, do your part, take your steps. You cannot remain in a vibration of fear if you want to dwell in the frequency of love. I'm sorry, I went right for the little snippet. So what cannot be found is what I am longing for. Although poor and needy, I will not accept small pieces of ruby. Love is the sunrise, while thought is only a flashing light. So don't get too attached to your thoughts of doubt. If there's any sort of like second guessing energy, or again, it just feels like a little bit of a shadow work moment for you right now during Aries season, try not to get too attached to those thoughts because it's a part of the process. I feel like that's what the book said. You could take your doubts, you could fear, but don't get stuck there. Don't dwell there. That's the challenge, okay? All right, Virgo Libra, I hope that these messages serve you well during Aries season or whenever you connect with them. I love you all so very much, and I thank you for being here. If you made it this far, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. You can also like this video. It is much appreciated. And check out the memberships if you want to tune into messages and our readings like this early, okay? Or you can get the astrology and love tarot readings over on Patreon now, okay? And there are tiers for just specific cusp readings and access to all the moon readings, the weekly messages, and a whole bunch more, all right? So I love you all so very much. I thank you again for being here, and I'll see you in our next one. Namaste.